Hello, I'm Cooper. This is my video on South Carolina hunting regulations. Now, hunting is basically just seeking wild animals to kill them for sport or for food. Either way, you need a license or permit to do so in South Carolina. Now, to do this, you need to complete a hunter's education course. South Carolina has 4 game zones that you can hunt in, and each of them have their own rules and regulations. Game species, which are the species you can hunt, can only be hunted during legally defined seasons, for example, deers and bears and alligators. You can hunt with a gun, such as this very real hunting rifle. You can hunt with a bow and arrow, or a crossbow. Things you cannot do while hunting in South Carolina: use artificial lights to observe or harass wildlife, because that's just wrong. You cannot hunt on Sundays. You cannot sell any wildlife without a permit. You cannot hunt from public roads without permission from the owner of the adjacent property. You cannot hunt at night except for nocturnal animals, and you cannot use digitally recorded like deer calls or bird calls or anything like that to attract animals. Now, moving on to more specific regulations for deer, like this very real deer, not from a movie at all. Okay, deer tags are available at SCDNR offices, and residents will receive a free set of base set deer tags before the season, which include 3 unrestricted antlered deer tags and 2 antlerless deer tags. Non-residents do not receive free tags because they do not live here. You can hunt deer 1 hour after sunrise and 1 hour before sunset. You cannot kill any deer while you or it are in water. You cannot. An antlered deer are deer that have horns coming out of their head that are bigger than 2 inches. Moving on to a different animal species, which Google was out of actual pictures of, so I just have a picture of this Kung Fu Panda alligator because we're talking about alligators. You cannot feed an alligator human food, because then it will forget how to hunt for its own food, and it will starve to death. You cannot possess a dead or alive alligator without a permit. Hunters that are allowed to kill alligators are selected digitally on a computer lottery system that requires a non-refundable $10 fee that you have to pay even if you're not selected. And if you're selected, you have to pay an additional $100 as long as you're a resident. Now, for non-residents, it's double the price. You have to pay $200. Now, last but not least, moving to the final species, which coincidentally Google's also out of pictures of. So I just have a picture of Yogi Bear because we're talking about bears. You cannot sell or exchange bears or bear parts in South Carolina. Transportation of a freshly killed, my picture's going everywhere, of freshly killed bears are illegal except during bear season. There is a $2,500 fine and maximum 2 years in prison for breaking that rule. Bear tags are $25 for residents, $200 for non-residents. If you're under 16, you can get use tags for free, and a harvested bear that you killed must be reported to SCDNR by midnight on the day of the hunt. I hope you enjoyed my public service announcement on South Carolina hunting regulations.